Hello, this is Eric with Imagine That Creative out of Frisco, Colorado, and we are creating a great customer relations management gift that you can give to your clients. Essentially what we're using is photos, and we are taking things from the online world and bringing them into the real world. So what we are creating as a gift for customer relations management are simple image digital transfers onto silkscreen paper using, I'll show you a few more of these photos here, very simple images transferred onto silk screens. Some of these come off of Facebook, a few of them have been run through Instagram, and just really nice and neat, almost Polaroid looking images that come out of the book Digital Alchemy by Bonnie Pierce Lukta. So what we do is we take an image off of somebody's Facebook page, we either run it through Instagram, Illustrator, or Photoshop and create an image that looks very simply like something that may have been done on a Polaroid photo. Now you don't have to do this, but if you'd like to, you can. And quite simply what you do is you print onto a piece of transfer film. It's a very thin, transparent piece of 8.5 by 11 paper. And I don't know if you can see this, but it looks something like that. That's just a picture of my niece. And all you do is you get a blank piece of this paper, you apply Purell hand soap to the paper, you get a brayer and you roll the Purell across the paper. You have to be wearing gloves, and these are just simple protective gloves that you can get at the grocery store. If your hands do touch the Purell will go away because that's what it's designed to do. If you have gloves on, it will not go away. So you saturate the paper on both sides, and then you put the digital image onto the paper. You gently roll your brayer on there, and you get a great digital image transfer. Alright, we are going to give you a walkthrough of how long it takes to actually perform the digital image transfer. Usually with two people, it takes about 5 minutes. Once you have all the photos that you'd like to use queued up, it can take a lot less time than that. So we're going to go over to Tom's Facebook page, and we are going to use one of his pictures off of here. He's got some great vacation pictures. We're going to use a photo of an elk. So we go to that, we click on here, and grab the picture of the elk, and we're going to save this photo to his photos that come out. Now that we have our picture of our elk saved, you can do this with an iPad or an iPhone. You go into your Instagram, click on camera roll, and grab the photo out of the camera roll, and you have it right there. So we're going to choose that one, and again, Instagram's so easy to use. You can just get a nice, whichever filter that you'd like to use, and do that. There's some great vintage images there. We'll use 1977 to start. So we click that, and then we click done. We go back over to here. Pardon me. We go back over to the photos, and since that is saved, that appears right here in your photos on the iPad or the iPhone, and we're going to email that to Tom. So once we email that to Tom, he's going to print it off on his desktop and have a digital transfer sheet with everything set to go. Alright, so on the computer, Tom has made the image, but he's printed it in reverse. And the reason why is because the way that this is done, the image needs to be printed on reverse in order for it to go onto the paper correctly. So we get our digital image, or our image transfer, out of the printer. We bring it over to our paper. Now the reason why you do this is you want to see how much paper you're going to use. Again, this is Arches 88 silkscreen paper, and that way you get a rough estimate of how much you want to use. We're going to initially cut just a tiny bit more paper than we want to use, because you can come back and tear it afterwards. But to start off, we'll just do that, and come in here, and do that. So then just place this on and see if that's a good fit. And as you can see, the fit's pretty nice. We're going to have some nice margins around there. And you can always tear the corners or tear the sides to make it have a very authentic feel if you want. The next step is really simple. We use some Purell hand soap. And again, all these instructions we'll write down, but they're in the Digital Alchemy book. And you just squirt some of these on here. Squirt some of that Purell 88, or pardon me, the Purell soap on the Arches 88 paper. And you just smoothly go across here. And the reason why you're doing this is because the Purell is actually the medium that takes the ink off of the transfer and puts it onto the paper. You want to go on both sides so that the paper has the right viscosity, if you will. It's got the right amount of give to it. Otherwise the paper will curl up. So you do that. It's nice and smooth, nice and easy. You make sure both sides are covered. And always make sure that you have your gloves on, because the gloves are going to be what prevents the Purell from evaporating. Okay? Then you simply put that on like that. Very gently take your roller and roll that on there. And as you can see, it's got a very vintage image, almost like Midwestern Wisconsin with a Polaroid photo. So, you put that on, you're going to have the pigments touch the paper for about 30 seconds or so. So we'll wait here for just a few seconds as these pigments adhere to the paper, and then we'll take them off. So, okay. So this has been sitting for about a minute now. That's a good amount of time to do this. And all you do is you come over and you grab so that the transfer film is coming off, and you very gently peel this off. Now you may see a few spots on there, like right there, where some of the transfer inks stay on the transfer film, and down there in the corner is a good example right there. If you want, you can put the paper back down and roll it, but sometimes it adds a really nice vintage feel to it as well. So again, there's a little bit of the lightness that came off. But if you look at our final result, we have a very nice, almost Polaroid feel to an image off of somebody's Facebook page. Now again, from a customer relations management standpoint, the reason why this is strong is it's a very creative way for you to blend the online world and the real world. So for something like this, as a gift you give to somebody or some of your favorite clients, they're really going to be appreciative. Also, when they see some of the torn elements down here, they're going to realize it's handmade and something that's not made in a print shop. So when you're ready for a great customer relations management tool, look up Bonnie Pierce Locta's book called Digital Alchemy. Gives you step-by-step instructions on how to do this. And in the meantime, we over here at Imagine That in Frisco, Colorado are going to be giving some of these to our customers. Have a great day.